She is an R&B icon, and this morning we're getting some sad news about her health. Crystal Pino from 106.3 The Groove has those details for us.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure before I came on that I got the latest on her, and a station in Detroit has actually spoken with her. She's asking for the people of Detroit and of course all over the world to say prayers for her. Her health is depleting. We're talking about Aretha Franklin, 76 years old, and if you look at her now as compared to even a couple years ago, she's not even really the same physical Aretha that we know. She is, what we're hearing, down to around 86 pounds. Her family says that her health is failing. A source close to the family said recently they were told about 2 weeks ago to basically prepare yourself. She is dying and that she could go at any time.
And we are hearing it is cancer. Yeah.
They have been tight-lipped though as of recent. Like even that interview with that station, her family was saying we're not going to discuss what she's suffering from. We just ask that you keep her in your prayers.
Yeah, so I know she is surrounded by her family and her friends in the hospital in Detroit right now, which is the best that we could ask for right now, is that her family and friends.
She's an icon.
With her. Man, we will keep our eye on that, make sure that we have the latest, and we always, of course, have that on 106.3 The Groove in the mornings. But we also have some news about another kind of a follow-up to a story that we had on the Spotlight about Ruby Rose, and she was cast, and I guess the Twitterverse isn't happy? Yeah,
so she was cast.
Shocker.
I know, right? All of the trolls out there not very happy from their mom's basement. We are hearing that they attacked her basically on Twitter and even on Instagram because she was cast as CW's Batwoman. A lot of reasoning behind why they were upset. This character is openly gay, Jewish descent, and I guess a lot of the backlash came because she's not Jewish. And of course, she decided that she is going to not only disable her Twitter account, but she has also closed her Instagram account to public comments. One of her final tweets, I'm going to paraphrase it because it was actually pretty long, but she said, "When women and minorities join forces, we are unstoppable. If you need me, I'll be on my bat phone."
And you had a lot to say this morning on the radio, Crystal, because you are not a fan of people that bash others from a computer keyboard.
Oh, you mean I'm not a fan of keyboard thugs? Yeah. If you're a keyboard thug, you better slow your roll. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm not even as cool as Ruby Rose, and we get it sometimes. Yeah. We get people who are just not very nice people. And for me, it's like, if you're not going to say it to our face in person, don't go behind a computer screen and say it to us either. It's just not nice. I always say, if you're not going to say it to your grandma or in front of your grandma, don't say it at all.
That's a good rule of thumb. Can I gauge? Good for her for just blocking out the negativity and doing her. Good for Ruby Rose. Somebody else that did take to Twitter, and I feel like he's messing with us. Is he messing with us?
I think maybe just a little bit. So this is what happened. The timeline was, we got a tweet that said, "My name's Elba, Idris Elba," and then it had a picture of him. What do you take from that?
I'm Bond, James Bond.
I mean, the next thing he could have said was shaken, not stirred, and we would have literally lost our minds. So that's the tweet that I was talking about. And then a couple hours later, I even think maybe a day later, he decides to tweet out, "Don't fall or don't believe the hype." What is it, Idris? Are we going to see you as Bond, or are you just playing with our emotions now?
Because we are hearing he is a front runner, and the names behind him on this list supposedly are some pretty heavy hitters as far as who could do it. You think, hands down, this is the next James Bond.
Go for it. Run with it, Idris. I think this is a fantastic spin on, we all have this vision of who we think James Bond is, right? I say let's break that mold and start with him. He's fantastic. Obviously not hard to look at. So
well, and what I'm saying, when you say there's a mold, there is, and I think that it's somebody that's smooth and has got an air about him. He fits the bill. Okay. So quit messing with us on Twitter.
I'd love to see it.
Another person jumping in on the book game.
Someone else who is not hard to look at, Justin Timberlake, and he's totally capitalizing on that. So over the weekend, I was watching his Instagram story, and we sort of got a glimpse about this new book that he has coming out. I'm like, what? He's writing a book? No, no, no. It's a picture book. It's going to be released October 30th. It's called Hindsight. He said, you know, working on this book was an amazing process for me. My story's been filled with so many amazing people that have helped me become the artist I am today. Reflecting on those moments, spotlighting some of the important people is great.
Do one more story really quick.
All right, so why don't we chat about, oh yes, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth is not happening, Star Trek 4. We're hearing negotiations came down to money, and they are the 2 stars that have not signed on, so much so they might even be walking away from it entirely.
They were asking them to take a pay cut.
We don't do that in this business.
Oh, we do that in this business, unfortunately. For even more celebrity gossip, listen weekdays at 7:40 a.m. on 106.3 The Groove, or stream it online at 1063thegroove.com. Stay connected with Crystal. She's on social media. She hasn't deactivated her Twitter.